Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for watching. I'm Nicole. I make videos about beauty, motherhood, lifestyle, and really just focus on finding simplicity in every day. And today I'm going to share my 5-minute makeup routine with you. So the first thing that I start with is sunscreen. And right now I'm using the Supergoop Unseen sunscreen. And I just put like a little dollop on my hand, enough to cover my face. Sunscreen is a super important part of our routines as aging adults, you know, so don't skip that step. I kind of have two ways that I do this routine. Sometimes if I don't do eyes or like anything on my eyes, I just go right in with my face. But on days that I want to do something with my eyes, I always do my eyes first, because if you're gonna get any fallout or anything, you don't want to have to clean that up off your foundation. It just like adds extra time. So I'm going to show you this with me doing my eyes first. And so I'm going to prime my lids with concealer. I really just do like a super quick and easy, simple look when I do my eyeshadow on quick, easy makeup days. And I think that doing your eyes, at least for me, because I feel like my eyes can get a little lost in my face. It really helps to add definition, so that's why I like doing my eyeshadow, but again, it's really personal preference. You totally don't have to do this. And a little later, I'll show you another way that I would do light eyeshadow if I wasn't gonna wear like an actual eyeshadow palette. So this is like the Perception palette from ColourPop, but I put a bunch of shades from the Double Entendre palette in here, so it's like a custom palette, but it's really just like a nude, simple, basic palette. So I'm just gonna take a light color and set my primer down. Let's see if I can get closer. Set my primer down, and then I just go in with a light brown matte shade, whatever you want, and then I just buff that into the crease. Really hard to do this. And then yeah, this side. I'm gonna try to leave this in real time so that you can see how long it actually takes me. I'm going a little slower because I'm talking, whereas if I wasn't talking, it would be super quick. So then I go in with the same brush, just like any fluffy brush is fine. And I use just like a deeper shade. So I'd either take like this shade or this shade, just depending on how I feel. I think I might take this shade today. And I'm just kind of like, I just pat it to the outer corner. Like it doesn't have to be a huge deal or anything, because most shadows kind of blend well. You just want them to not have like harsh lines. You just want them to look blended. Okay, so then the next step I do whenever I'm wearing a shimmer shade on my lid is I use the NYX glitter primer. This is like a step that takes an extra couple seconds for me. I just squeeze a little bit onto my hand. I use a flat brush. I use one side of the flat brush to spread this across the lid. But this step, like I always do this if I'm going to be wearing my makeup for a while, because I have hooded eyelids, and so when my eyelids flip up, it's like rubbing on the crease above my eye. So it tends to come off like really quickly and easily. So I use that to prevent that. And then I'm just going to go in with like lighter shimmer shade, and I pat this on with the brush. And you could also use your hands for this. Fingers, like really whatever you want to do is fine. And then I do that on the other eye. And then, so that's basically what we have down. And I'm going to go in with the dark brown shade and kind of smudge that lower lash line with the same brush, or my upper lash line. And I think that just helps to add a little extra dimension to the eyes and like sultriness. That's what you want, and it's like, it's super quick, it's super easy, it doesn't take very much time at all. And finally I just go back in with the same brush, put a little more of the light brown shade on, and then I just go over area to make sure everything's blended. And then sometimes I tap back into the deeper color that I use just to like re-deepen up outer corner, because you really want to make sure everything's like staying. And yeah, so this is why I do the eyes first, because we have some like fallout here, and it's just some things I can clean up with concealer and foundation. That's not really going to take me any extra time. So my eye look, this usually takes me like 2 minutes maybe when I'm not talking through it. So yeah, it's super quick, super easy, and it makes me feel like a little more put together, you know? Alright, so the next thing I do is I prime my face, and I'm going to be using the Touch in Sol Pores No More Problem. Just used to like 1.5 pumps of this maybe. And then I pat this into my cheeks, my nose, and then I kind of just rub it everywhere else. This is where I have like the biggest pores. And I like this primer because I feel like it gives me a really like flat and smooth canvas on my skin. When I'm pressed for time, I always use a stick foundation. And the stick foundation I have right now is the Makeup Revolution foundation. I really like the Hourglass one, but I don't have that at the moment. I just draw this onto my face. Using the viewfinder is here kind of hard. Use a brush to buff it out. And that takes like 30 seconds to do. Really, it's so fast. From here I use concealer. Sometimes I use a brush for concealer, sometimes I use a sponge. I'm going to use a sponge. Dot it here and here under my eyes, and then I always go like in between my eyebrows and around my mouth, like when I have breakouts, and I just pat this in with a sponge. And I kind of use my concealer to clean up the edge of my eyeshadow a little bit, and I just pat it all around my face to make sure everything is, you know, in there. Alright, so then from here, if you want to use powder, now would be the time to do that. So I'm just gonna lightly set under my eyes. I just like using powder, especially on areas that I concealed, because I find that it extends the wear time of my foundation. And one area I also like to set is like my lower cheek, because I feel like that's the part of my face that rubs on a lot of things, like whether it's my hand throughout the day or my son is like reaching out touching my face or something. So this is just like a tapered highlighter brush from Sigma. I just use that, but you could use a bigger brush and that would probably be a little quicker. So for my face makeup, I use the Smashbox Cali Contour Kit that I always use when I'm in a hurry, and it's because it has everything that I need in it. So first I'm just gonna use, this is a Sigma large powder brush, but it's like the travel size one. So I just use this brush for blush and bronzer. So I just I start like at the back of my cheekbone, and I just swirl forward down my jawline just to bring some warmth, and then I bronze my forehead a little bit like this. And I feel like this side just has like so much more life to it than this side of my face. So I don't know, I just really like using bronzer and blush to do that. And then you just kind of blend, and you just tap a little bit on the brush and then tap it off. So you don't want it to be too much where you're having to like go back and fix so much. And then I go in with the blush and I just tap my brush in it and tap it off. And then I like to put my blush directly on the apples of my cheeks and then kind of bring it up into my temple. There we go. Also with this palette, I like to take the light highlighter shade and I hit that under my eyes. We've already set it with powder, but this is just to like brighten it, and I feel like it makes such a difference. Like, I know the lighting is kind of weird, but at this point I always go in with setting spray. Right now I'm using the Pixi like hydrating milky mist one. I really like this one, and I just spritz my face. And I always use the spray on my face because I feel like it really like melts the powders together and gets rid of that like kind of powdery look, or if your foundation's looking a little dry or anything like that, I think it really helps with that. And then I go in with just the top highlighter shade in this palette and go it along my cheekbones. And then I kind of go like up my forehead and then again on the side. And I just like to swirl the brush because I feel like it leaves like a little more, like a better blend, I guess. And then if you want to, you can just tap back over with a sponge. This is also quicker when I have like everything right out in front of me on my sink versus like having to turn around and go get it. But yeah, so it's just, you know, simple, natural looking, but I feel more put together already. For my brows, I just kind of spoolie them up, and most of the time I feel like that's enough. My left brow is like, this is my left brow. I don't know, it never looks as good to me as my right brow, but yeah, on fast makeup days, I don't really do anything with them. Now all we have left is lips and mascara. So when I'm in a hurry, mascara I like to use is Bad Gal Bang mascara. I don't even curl my lashes, I just go in with the mascara. I don't always wear mascara, but I do like the way it looks. So. And then for lips, I like to use lip pencils when I'm in a hurry. So this is just one from NARS. It's just like, it's hydrating on the lips, it stays put, but it looks like glossy and happy. So, and that's it. So that's pretty much my quick makeup routine. When I do eyeshadow, it does take a little longer, but that's something you can totally skip. If you are still wanting to add a little definition to your eyes, I would still use this palette to do that. You can use this shade or this shade to put in your crease and deepen up the outer corner, and then just go in on the lid with one of these shimmers, and I think it's like super beautiful and super perfect. It's just that takes way less time, and you can do your full base first and then do that, because there's not really going to be very much fallout with these. So that's what I do when I'm like in a really quick pinch. So I just like this look a lot because it's super quick and easy to do, and it really doesn't take that much time. And I like to put makeup on because it helps me feel more put together, and if I'm leaving my house, I like to feel like I have things together in my life. A lot of it is just these products that I like to use specifically. So I really like using stick foundation when I'm in a hurry. I like using an all-in-one face palette. I find that it's much quicker and much more efficient, and I kind of like to focus on the things that bring life to my face. So for me, that's eyeshadow. So I like to wear eyeshadow because I feel like my eyes can get lost in my face when I don't do that. But for you, it might be brows, or it might be you need to do like a cream contour routine if that's what you want to do. So I would just say, like, have base products that you know work well and can work quickly with. Like, I can buff out a stick foundation over my face way faster than I can do like a liquid with a sponge. So that's what I use when I need to be quick. And yeah, so I hope that's helpful, and thank you so much for watching, and I'd love if you subscribe, and I'll see you again soon. Bye!